3, 4. Hi, happy Friday. I know it's been a long time, but here we are. I'm back. It's me, Maria, and we had to have a hangout today because it's Friday before Christmas, too, and I haven't hung out with you guys in so long. You all know Matt Adjety from RottenTomatoes.com. Look at the half face over here. That's Tony McHugh.
Yes. And I think I should be allowed to start the first topic of conversation.
Yes.
What?
Show your socks. You need to show
my
your
socks.
socks.
Happy socks.
But,
Wow.
No,
Matt Adjety.
They don't
Yes.
smell.
My question is, what did you think about the interview?
I thought it was funny. I've seen it. I saw it like a month and a half ago.
You did
I
not.
am
So
cool.
you're one of 3 people.
No, are you serious?
I did see it. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh my
Because
God.
we got to talk about this whole
I
thing.
think it's
Yeah, we have
hilarious.
to. We
All
have to
right,
talk about Sony
look,
and
a lot of people have said a lot of stuff, and I think
Right.
the things that haven't been covered are: A, would this go down the same way if it was Paramount or 20th Century Fox? That was not an obviously Japanese company.
I think that's definitely played a factor.
And I think that that's part of why this has been a factor. I think that's part of why North Korea, I think there may be an extra sensitivity because it's entirely possible that people on the ground in North Korea are looking at this movie and saying, a Japanese and American company are doing this very provocative thing. It's different when it's just Americans. But to have somebody who is basically in their own backyard making this movie, that's a little bit of a different story. Because we did something that wasn't far off with Team America World Police.
But was that not a Sony
It's
picture?
an interesting argument because some people argue that's why we've treated Cuba differently from China, because China's over there,
Right.
and Cuba is 90 miles away.
Right? You know, all
Yeah,
the-
but then they did the same with Team America, just
Right,
because
but-
they were going to screen it in place. They were going to screen it in place of the interview, but they pulled that.
Well, yeah, but I think that might be that. There's a couple other factors going on there, and I think that was Alamo Drafthouse working quickly like they tend to do, and they might have not jumped through the right hoops with Paramount. And
Okay.
Paramount being, look, like studios make decisions about this. It might be the lawyers over there saying, "Oh, they didn't clear this for performance, and they need to jump through all these hoops." And
That would make sense.
Now,
I think it's less politics and more business aspects.
there is also an argument out there that, that Sony, I think, has a lot more to lose in terms of some of the pertinent data that may have been acquired, and so I think that the money is not a big deal if you compare that to what they could have potentially lost data-wise.
Look, part of the other thing is
What?
almost all decisions in Hollywood get made out of fear. And so, when Sony announced that they were going to the theater companies and letting the theater companies determine whether or not they would show it, the precedent has been established based on that theater companies can be held liable if something happens. Now, I don't think that this story is not over by a long shot. I think that we will end up seeing this movie. My
Yes,
personal
we have
prediction,
to.
I think we'll see it within 3 months. I think it's entirely like the theater companies could be working with the feds and determining what the real risk is. And if there's a determination that, you know what, it's different right now while it's hot, and there has really have to go on the side of caution. But I think that if there's enough of a study and enough of a determination, and it may take a few weeks for the feds to determine, you know what, there's not a real risk here, then that movie will absolutely end up in theaters. Now, if there is a determination that there is too much risk, then it won't end up on theaters and end up on VOD. But I think part of why it's not on DVD and not VOD immediately is that I suspect that the theater companies, the major theater chains, have told Sony, we need time to evaluate this risk, so don't put it on DVD. Because the other factor from a business standpoint is the last thing the theater companies want is very high-profile proof. The worst-case scenario for the theater companies, outside of any attacks, over and above that, is that Sony goes straight to the masses on DVD and VOD with this film, and it's a huge success. That tells the theater owners, we don't, from the studio standpoint, we don't actually need you. And the theater companies don't want that. They don't want a high-profile
Oh,
experiment.
there's so many layers.
There's a
Because
lot
the
of
fact the
layers.
matter is, if this does go to VOD, just by virtue of all the controversy surrounding it,
Right. And
It's going to be a huge hit, yeah.
It's gonna be
it'll
a
make
huge
every
hit,
studio start shrinking release windows, and as the business, again, the theater owners are desperate to keep people going to the theaters, and what you don't want is any proof that people don't need to go into the theater. So
they're redundant. Yeah.
Well, I think that my personal feeling is that I think 3 months tops we'll see this movie in theaters. I think it's absolutely going to hit theaters. Either that, or there'll be more proof that there is a clear and present threat. Again, I think part of it is, the other thing is that there's probably pressure from the, as much as it's the theater companies, I think that there's sensitivity, at least on the North Korea side, I would suspect, because this is a Japanese company that is ultimately, at the end of the day, the corporate parent that made this film. But it's not as simple as, on the one hand, it is as simple as, North Korea threatened the U.S. and other people over the making of this movie and the showing of this movie, but it's deeper than that, because there's a lot of other, again, I suspect it might be different if this was somebody
What do you
like
think
Disney.
What do you think about all the other celebrities that are jumping on the bandwagon and totally lambasting Sony and their reasons for pulling the movie? Like the George Clooney just came out.
I think
Judd
Clooney's is
Apatow,
the smartest piece about that.
I didn't read the whole article that just came out.
Having read it, Clooney said, look, if you look up the history of the phrase Guardians of Peace, that's a phrase that Nixon used when he went to China. And it's pretty obvious at that point that it had to be North Korea working with China doing this, which that's been one of the suspicions, is that North Korea may not have the technical know-how, but China certainly does. And they're in line politically, and they're political allies. So, I think Clooney's piece on this is one of the smarter pieces. A lot of people, I think, are doing kind of knee-jerk reactions on both sides. I mean, look, again, as much as the other thing is, you can't really take anything a studio says at face value. Just because Sony has said they're not showing the movie on Christmas and that they have no plans at this point to release it on DVD, that doesn't mean that we couldn't see a story on Monday saying, you know what, we are going to release it on Christmas. We are going to put it on VOD.
Well, we're waiting a word.
It all just means right now that's the story they're telling now.
That's always what they say.
Well,
we're waiting for a word from Washington, right? Aren't they going to make a statement?
Yeah, that's going to happen at 10:30.
Yeah.
But there had been some speculation, and I just wonder what you think about this, that the other studios had been putting pressure on Sony to back out because they didn't want their Christmas holiday season, which is one of the biggest movie-going times of the year, to be affected by this.
Yes, this event, this whole situation does. I think it does put pressure to the old phrase, there is no bad press. I mean, at some point, yes, maybe the press is too much about, the old Hollywood maxim is there is no bad press. Any news is good news. And so any publicity around your movie, good or bad, gets people interested in it. Does it mean people would be afraid to go to the theaters at all on Christmas? That's the fear. But again, as I said earlier,
is that a real fear, though? I mean, is that a?
I don't know if it's a real fear.
It doesn't have to be real.
It doesn't have to be real because, again,
it's all perception.
Well, it is all perception, as I said before. And I mean all the decisions in Hollywood get made out of fear. Fear is a big part of anything.
And a lot of those fears may not necessarily be what's actually true. A case in point, which has nothing necessarily to do, but is tangential to this discussion, is one of the emails that was leaked, as you recall. A studio exec at Sony expressed an opinion that Denzel Washington
talked about
the racism overseas was such that
universally,
he was not as appealing a star. At the same time that his movie made all of this money overseas. So the perception and what's reality are two different things.
So
precisely,
I will say the lesson that everyone should take from this whole situation is you should have, regardless of what your rights are, regardless of what we think, us in the U.S. or you guys in the U.K. think you are guaranteed by what the government has.
We have to go?
Right.
Okay.
I don't think that it is reasonable to expect privacy in email.
Oh no, absolutely.
Because,
I know.
because your emails are either, you're either doing it through work, and they will tell you 9 ways to Sunday that they have the right to read your emails.
And they have changed their ways.
But here's the thing, like, if you're using Yahoo or Google, those are corporations, and they have the right to read those emails too. Don't expect anything you're saying in email to be private and secret, because it's...
It was a reminder for me, because we all forget that. And we all know that. We all know that, hey, if you send something electronically, be prepared for that to be put out to the rest of the world. Just know that that is a possibility. But we forget.
Right.
We forget. And, the most innocent of all replies and emails can be taken out of context, can be so damaging to you. Okay, on that note, let's go, Matt. We'll be right back. Tony's going to be here. We're going to go do an on-set interview. We'll be right back. We didn't even talk about the movies, but we have to do it a little bit. Okay? Tony, you stay here and hold on to the fort. We'll be right back.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Tony.
Pretty good.
Stage, Tony. I'm going to get the stage.
Hey,
Tony.
Tony.
How are you?
Good morning, Tony.
good. How's everybody?
Pretty
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Tony, we want to meet AJ Gibson.
You want to meet AJ Gibson?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. AJ, they're clamoring for you over here at our Google Plus Hangout.
Clamoring.
Morning, Robin.
Is the right word.
I tried to tell them that the only big deal about you was your height, but they're not having it.
Yes, we're not having it. You have to come over.
I tried to tell them the only big deal about AJ is his height, but they're not having it.
My bangs. Who is it for?
These are people from all over the world
Oh, hey.
in our Google Plus Hangout.
Hey.
Good morning, AJ.
They just think you're the bee's knees.
I try. I thank you for that, first of all. I'm just happy to have a job right now and to be awake and be getting words out on live television.
For those of you who don't know, like Ayub, who is in the UK, Carlos, where are you?
I'm currently living in Anaheim.
Oh, you're in Anaheim, so you're a local. Okay, and then Hector, who is in Riverside, right, Hector?
Correct. Good morning.
And then we have Kimpton, who is in Calgary.
Hi, AJ.
He's a Canuck. And then we have Paul, where are you?
I'm in Redondo Beach now.
You're in Redondo Beach. Okay.
Actually, AJ, I met you in August.
Just so you know, AJ, Paul was the one who demanded.
Yeah.
Oh.
AJ, I don't know if you remember. I'm the one who body painted the model for the Carson Preston show in Hollywood Today Live.
You painted my face on the back of some dude's back. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I have pictures of my phone.
Well, so I was excited to see you ending up.
My face painted in much more embarrassing situations and places, but that's another story for another day. Trev,
no, Tony, you cannot just
Trev is from
say that, and no, you have to tell the story now.
No, there's no story. No story.
Yeah, right.
That is funny. That is too funny.
So, AJ, why don't you tell people about your experience? Because, actually, I don't know a lot about you either. So why don't you talk about who you are and why we care?
It's going to be a really short story.
No, it's not.
I actually haven't been doing this for that long. My first job came about a year ago.
Well, I can see that. You're 12.
Yeah, I'm 12. 13. I did a lot of stuff online. I got my break with Maria Menounos from Online Network AfterBuzz TV. Then I moved on to an online network called Bite Size TV, which is where I did Hollywood Today, which became Hollywood Today Live, as you know. It's where you painted the body paint. And we were on Fox this summer. We had a 6-week test run nationally, and it went really well. And somewhere along the line, I was brought in here as a guest one time, and because of that, they ended up bringing me back to fill in for Julie.
Well, we're very happy, and AJ and I kid each other, as you know. But you guys know how I am anyway.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, Tony.
I kid because I love, right? So, I mean, and I can take it too. You guys know that. So
I'm most impressed by his sock game. You guys don't see that at home, but he's got.
I did show them.
Game.
I showed them.
Okay.
Yeah, I showed them.
I'm just worried. I've got All-American red, white, and blue stars today, but he definitely beat me.
Well,
he beats you.
And it doesn't help that I'm like size 13, so like.
So am I.
Are you
Well,
really?
I'm a 12, 13, depends.
So like they're like really glaring.
Yeah.
They're like out there.
Yes, but you've got the edge with a bow tie.
Oh, you
Well,
like that?
yes.
Hey,
Oh.
Josh Kaplan.
Hey,
Lost.
I got a question for Tony.
Hello.
Sock game at Medill.
Really?
It's called Sockology 101, I believe. Yeah.
It's the course of all the football players take on.
I think that's.
But did you not guys notice that AJ and I are sort of matching? We're like the Bobsy twins today with our color coordination. Did you guys even bother to notice?
No, we noticed. We noticed, Tony.
Except he has the much more fashionable bow tie.
No, that's not. You know, I actually get to go do a press junket in a little bit where I get to interview Anna Kendrick, Emily Blunt. You know her, she's a Brit. But a few other people from Into the Woods. So I was like, I should probably wear a bow tie today.
Oh, you know what? And since you're here and Matchety is on it right now, why don't we talk about that and give your opinion of that? Because that's one of the movies that's going to be coming out this Christmas is Into the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
I think it's fantastic. All I can say is when I walked away from the film, it felt like that must have been what it felt like to watch The Sound of Music or The Wizard of Oz for the very first time. I was that blown away by it. I think in my opinion, it's one of the best musical films ever made, especially in recent years. It was done by Rob Marshall, who did Chicago and then 9. Chicago was amazing. I won't comment on 9. But Into the Woods is fantastic. Every single character is on point. The voices are flawless, and Meryl Streep is just she's something else. She takes it to another level. She's incredible.
You know how they say the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree? I won't name any names, but apparently a couple of the apples have fallen. Not that they're bad.
They're rising.
Not that they're bad, but they're not Meryl.
They're not.
No, I mean she is just a national treasure, and and sometimes the apple doesn't fall. I mean, you look at Kirk Douglas, who is iconic, legendary,
right, of course,
and Michael Douglas is too. I mean, he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite work that way with Meryl Streep. They're not bad actresses. Yeah. It's just that she's so amazing.
Well, I think those are big shoes to fill, and she really is, like you said, she's just an American treasure and a world treasure, really. She's just, she can do no wrong. Anything. Yeah, and she plays this part so well. We've seen her in Mamma Mia a few years ago. She has a great voice. Her voice. There's one number actually in this film towards the end. Her big number. Her voice is on point. I actually got to go at another gig yesterday. I got to interview Betty Buckley, who won a Tony Award for Cats. She was the original Grisabella, and I found out that she was supposed to play the part of the witch on Broadway originally. It was written for her. The song that Meryl Streep sings at the end of this film was actually written for Betty Buckley, but things fell through during previews back in like the late 80s when it was on Broadway. And but that is the role now that Meryl Streep is playing, and it is the role of a lifetime. She's great.
Now, are any of you guys planning to see Into the Woods? I mean, because I'm there. I mean,
some of you have to.
Well, first of all, let me just ask the person who is least likely to see anything, and that's the guy who lives under a rock. Trev, are you going to see Into the Woods?
I suspect not.
See?
So I did not do my job. Also.
It's not because of the advert you just gave it. It's just I generally just see probably 3 or 4 films a year, and I generally pick those near the beginning of the year or the before. For example, next year Star Wars is already one of them. Yeah, I may see it, but I don't know.
I implore you to reconsider. Maybe just wait till January 1st, and then it can be your first film of the year.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Thank you. Okay, and let's move right down the line. And Paul, are you going to see it?
I don't even know what Into the Woods is. I haven't heard of it.
Okay, Paul, really?
Okay, good.
Sat here for the last 23 minutes and told me the movie was about and who's in it and how great they are, and you.
I know. I haven't seen a preview of that or anything. I haven't heard of that.
It's adapted from Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods musical. It's starring Anna Kendrick, Emily Blunt, Chris Pine is hilarious in it. It's got Johnny Depp, Meryl Streep. I mean, everybody is in this film, and it's top notch.
Well, did you guys see Devil Wears Prada? Because if anybody did, you know that Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt were both in that movie, and they were great together. And
they were great.
Yeah,
they have really great on-screen chemistry.
They really do.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Emily about that today, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Kempton, are you going to see it? Is the Canadian going to see it or not?
Maybe. I mean, a lot of singing, right? I mean, hey, you're talking to a guy who saw Les Miserables twice, back to back, one Christmas. So.
Okay,
this film is better.
That's very disturbing.
Yeah. I love it. I love the real Les Miserables. So this one is better, you think? You did?
It is, and actually, honestly, I actually saw Les Mis. That was the only Christmas I'd ever spent without my family. The year that came out, 2 years ago, I think.
Mm.
And I actually went to the theater on Christmas Day and saw Les Mis as well. This one's better. It really is. The voice.
Okay.
I would say Russell Crowe and Les Miserables singing voice.
Listen, the only person who could really sing in Les Mis was the lead.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman was great.
Every single voice in this film completely on point.
Oh, good. How about some scenes? Like there was for Les Miserables, there was one scene I expect so much from Anne Hathaway, but that did not work for me. It's like what? That was the main song that didn't work for. How about this one? I mean, is every scene good?
A couple scenes to really look for. The opening 12 minutes are unbelievable. It pulls right in. There's a scene, Anna Kendrick's Cinderella scene, running away from the ball. Is like it's a stop motion, slow motion sort of. It's really interesting. And then the scene between Chris Pine and I can't remember the other actor's name, blonde-haired guy. They play the two princes. It takes place on a waterfall. That's all I'll say. It's hilarious. It's like crying. You'll be laughing so hard.
Anna Kendrick has a good voice. I mean, I think I've seen it from Pitch Perfect or whatever. Yeah.
It actually has 3 musical films coming out in the next 6 months.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
I've got to go write a story.
AJ, thank you so much.
Thanks, AJ.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks. Good hanging out.
I'm Matt. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Thanks, AJ.
All right, guys. I only have a couple minutes, so ask me. You want the speed round of the movies this week?
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what did you think?
Loved it. I'm digging it. It gets better and better. I've seen the pilot for Agent Carter, and it's not bad.
Oh, yeah. I was watching Captain America, First Avenger, just to prepare myself for Agent Carter. Can't wait for that.
Not bad. I'm interviewing Haley Atwell today.
Oh, where?
She's calling in.
Tell her I said hello, will you?
I will.
She'll remember me.
I'm looking forward, man.
Okay, so
ask her if there's going to be a musical special on Agent Carter.
Okay.
You know, the Buffy style musical one.
Okay, I'll ask her.
Do you like Into the Woods? What's your take? I mean, are you a musical guy? Do you like it? You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. I don't.
Excuse me? No.
Oh no, very conflicted now. Oh no.
Here's my take on Into the Woods. I'm not a particular fan of that show to begin with.
Oh.
That being said, I feel like making that movie as a Disney film is a huge mistake because it pulls all of the teeth of what makes that story interesting. The cool thing about Into the Woods, at least at the time, is it was this subversive take on fairy tales, and it kind of turns all the tropes on their ear and kind of tells the story of what happens happily ever after. Like happily ever after, then what? And it tells these adult grown-up stories about fairy tales, and it's it's sexy and it's dangerous, and all of that has been pulled out of the Disney movie version. And the scene on the waterfall that AJ was talking about, that's kind of the one fun scene that still kind of skewers a trope. But the rest of it, there's the kind of affair aspects and the kind of sexual awakening aspects. That's all gone from this. And I think that basically, you're better off watching Once Upon a Time on ABC. Like, that's the better story. Yeah, this one, it's too milquetoast.
Wow, it's scary the way you described it because like all the teeth throughout and Disneyfy a movie, it's a horrible way to treat the original.
Yeah. I unfortunately I have to run because I have to go to a doctor's appointment, but all the movies are kind of rotten this week. The Hobbit is not good.
Really?
Yeah. No, 2 recommendations for right now for movies that are available to see in theaters. The 2 that I think are must see are Whiplash and Top 5. Those are my must-see movies.
Oh, yeah.
Whiplash is amazing. J.K. Simmons in Whiplash is amazing.
Oh, I saw it.
What'd you think?
Upon your recommendation, it was what he is.
Right.
I think the story is okay. Performances I thought were phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
in particular.
they get the story about Charlie Parker wrong. That's not the way that story went down. But
Right.
the story they're telling, I think J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller are great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the performances were fantastic.
And Top 5, I think, is great.
Oh, that was great.
Right? Isn't
Yeah,
that a great
I saw
movie?
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. Both of them.
Well, good luck with your appointment,
Yeah,
Matt.
good luck.
And don't clench.
Okay. See you guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a happy
have Merry Christmas. Yeah, have a great New Year.
Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year.
And
Later.
Take one for the
Stacy, hi.
You guys expecting me to come
thank you.
Casey.
Well, yes, Tony. Of course, we were expecting you to come and say hello again.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, Tony. Tony, you were on vacation for a while, right?
I was on vacation for a week and a half,
Where did you go?
and it was more a staycation than anything else. I wanted to go to the UK, but neither of my so-called friends over there invited me, so I didn't.
No, Tony. You have had an open invitation.
Don't give me that you've had this open invitation.
Yes, you have had an open invitation.
You know, I
The thing
only
is,
have I only have 2 friends in the UK, and I won't mention any names whatsoever.
But they're both here.
Okay, look, this is the thing.
Yeah, like the one who tried to find out whether you were okay after the fire in downtown LA.
Oh, you know
that
what?
one?
Yes, you know what? Bless your heart. Yes, you did. Ayub, I will have to say, he wrote me this very nice email. He wanted to know, if I was okay after the fire. Bless his heart. He's not aware that the United States is a really big country and LA is
Oh, I know it is, but LA is LA.
But still, Tony, this is the thing with the, you do have an open invite to come. I mean, you could even stay here, but.
Oh, there's a but. There's always a but.
Yeah, but now that's the thing. I have to put a caveat on it. Bradford's not a good place for you to come and stay. I mean, if you're from LA and you want to come to England, I would not recommend Bradford at all because it's going to.
I have to agree with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it's not a nice place.
Well, but it's close to some nice place. You ride a train or bus to some nice place.
Yeah, everybody, you're safe enough, but it's just everybody.
Here's the thing, and I would like to hear both of your takes on this, and perhaps you can enlighten the rest of us in the Hangout. I mean, everybody who goes to the UK goes to London. I mean, really, isn't that quite boring that you always go to London? Is that really the only place to visit in the UK?
No. It's not the only place, but it's the best one, I would say, if you're a tourist. Well, it depends what you're looking for.
There's London, there's Edinburgh. You go up to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is gorgeous, especially on Christmas time. Edinburgh is a lot of fun. You've got.
But then it depends what you'd like, though, isn't it? Because our country's thousands, like 10,000 years old. There's all sorts of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're into Stonehenge and that kind of thing, and old churches. I mean, like York, for example, is awesome. Like, York to me.
Bath is a beautiful town.
Bath, yeah. Or Bath, sorry. Yeah. but York to me feels like the Goblin Kingdom, in Labyrinth. At the end, like York's like that. It's beautiful. But yeah, there's lots of. But Bradford's not one of them.
Okay, all right. Stacey, by the way, hello, Stacey. Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello, Stacy. Where are the little ones?
Donovan's at my mom's house and Effie is napping.
Oh, I see.
Just let her nap.
You're blonde again.
Huh?
You're blonde again.
Yeah, I have to look kind of normal and presentable for the next month or so.
Why?
It looks good.
Some news to share?
I like the hairstyle.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
Missed you guys.
I guess I could have gone to Calgary, except I've not even been to Toronto or Montreal, so I don't know why I would go to Calgary. Can you convince me otherwise?
We have beautiful mountains here. It's so close to Banff. But yeah, if you haven't been to Toronto and Montreal, those are exciting place. But they're big though. They're a lot bigger than us. I mean,
Yeah, well,
it's kind of like the theme of an LA. So if you want to get away from LA, don't go to Toronto because the highway probably looks the same.
But Calgary's a big city. I mean, it's not like it's a small town.
Yeah, it's not a small town. I mean, it's more than 1 million people. But in terms of the feel of the downtown of the area, it's still like a small city.
Does it have kind of a small town, rural sort of cowboyish feel to it?
No, not as much, man. Unless
or is it more cosmopolitan? I mean, I don't know anything about it, so.
Unless you come in the time that I recommend, which is the stampede time, then the whole town, all the office building are painted like Countdown, paint like cowboys and cowgirls and everything. I mean, yeah, decoration everywhere, and obviously stampede where you can see lots of various horse thing. Yeah.
The only place I've ever visited in Canada
racing
is Vancouver. That's the only, and I think Vancouver is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful. Its climate is nice. Yeah, it's cold here, so I mean, unless you don't mind cold and love skiing, yeah, don't come in winter. But yeah, Stampede. If you want to come for the first time in Calgary, come July, beginning of July during that Stampede week. It's busy. I mean, hotels are fully booked, and they probably gouge you a little bit for it. But it's worth it, and yeah, it's a good experience to come. And then you can go to Banff and Lake Louise, those beautiful places, and it's year round. They're spectacular. Right?
Okay. Why wouldn't I have wanted to come where you are? I don't. Are you? Is he frozen? Is he gone?
Well, this is probably the most boring.
Basically, Trev said if I came where he was, I'd be killed. So why would I want to come where you are?
You'd be bored to death. This town is boring. I'd meet you in London instead.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, good deal.
I could be next door in Leeds. Leeds is
where I got on my vacation. I said, since neither of my two friends, who shall remain nameless, in the UK invited me, I didn't go there.
He lies. He lies.
You've done time in
open invitation.
Chicago, right? So there's no place that'll scare you.
What'd you say, Paul?
You've done time in the south side of Chicago, right? So there's no place that...
Oh, see, that's the whole point. That's the whole point that I wanted to bring up with Trev. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, the thing is, Bradford
didn't handle your little town.
That's fine. That's what I said. I did say that when if you came to Bradford, you'd be safe enough, but it's not pleasant. It's honestly, everyone who lives here, there's nobody who's proud to be from Bradford. That's the thing. Everyone who lives here talks about it like I do. Honestly, it's not. Apart from famous people, if someone famous is from Bradford, then it's all nice.
So basically, what I've heard you say, Trev, is that you're really the best thing that Bradford has to offer.
Pretty much.
Probably not. I mean, you've got one of One Direction from Bradford, aren't they? So there's him, I guess. But
no, Trev, you trump anyone from One Direction.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. One of those guys are from One Direction. Okay, so did Matt actually come by and say
yeah, he did.
Goodbye?
And we had AJ in the Hangout.
Oh, AJ came by. Oh, yeah, I'm glad
you did a review. He did a review
of
Into the Woods.
Oh, okay.
And he and Matt actually completely disagreed.
Yeah. Which is good.
You know what? I saw the movie Inherent Vice with Joaquin Phoenix, and I hated it. Do not.
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm really.
I don't know if you guys read the book. I didn't read the book, so I don't know. Whatever, but even if I read the book, I would not have liked it either. So.
Is it out already, or did you get like a sneak preview?
No, it's out. I saw it in the movie theaters.
I want to see that really bad.
Yeah. Well, here. You know what? I never really introduced everybody, so I just want to quickly introduce everyone. Ayub is hanging out with us from England. Carlos is here locally in Orange County. Where are you, Carlos? Why aren't you popping up? There you are. Hector is in Inland Empire. Joe is in Maui. I'm sure he's walking. He looks like he's going to show us the beach or something.
Oh, he's going to show us the beach.
There's Joe.
Sure, look at the palm trees, the blue skies, the 81-degree weather.
Oh, stunning.
It's called bragging, Joe.
Tropical view. Kempton is in the beautiful tropical Calgary area of Canada.
A balmy like 5 degrees Celsius.
I'm joking, of course. I know where Canada is.
Oh, did I just see Joe pop in?
Yeah, Joe's in Maui. Look at him. He's bragging to us. Look at his view right now. Look.
I would invite you
Really,
over.
Joe? And I say this as we
the way the light is hitting Joe right now, he almost looks like a light-skinned African American man.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
He's a fine-looking man. We've got Paul, who's hanging out with us from LA, I believe, right?
He's in Anaheim.
No, I'm in Redondo Beach.
Redondo. Hello.
Whatever.
Get it straight.
Redondo.
And then Stacy is in North Carolina, Wilmington. Stacy, beautiful as always.
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
Yeah. Not at all.
I second that.
Well, you know what? But
yeah.
when did Paul? When did you?
He's been here for about 5 years now. Tony, get with it.
August.
Yeah, since the summer.
Okay, so because I knew.
Yeah. No, in the summer. You're right.
Okay,
Yeah, not too long. And Trev, of course, from the gorgeous Yorkshire area of England, Bradford, where the nicest people live. Anyway, hello YouTubers. Thanks for joining us. I see a few of you that are joining us. I know we haven't been doing much hangouts lately, but it's been really busy. I kid you not. I'm not lying how busy it is here in the studio for us. So I apologize. We haven't been doing it as much. But, when we can, we try to pop in and say hello. So I'm glad that you're here. What else? Did you guys talk about any other headlines? We talked about Sony. Hacking and that kind of stuff. The FBI just came out and confirmed that it was indeed North Korea that was behind the hacking and the what do you call this? All those awful threats, right?
Well, it wasn't.
The question is, yeah, it is. They confirmed it.
It is, right, okay.
Yeah, the cyber.
With the help of the Chinese or just Korea, North Korea?
He didn't say Chinese. I don't believe. Did you hear Steve mention that it was with the help of the Chinese? No, I think they just point the finger at North Korea. My question is, and everyone else is, so what about it now? Are we going to do anything about it? It's kind of like the natural question, right?
Well, we
Just
can't
a little mouse that roared again.
See, unless there's a credible threat to a specific theater, this is like in general, and I think this is America caving. And that is bad, right?
Yeah.
To me, anyway. Yeah.
So of course we'd all be saying different things if a theater just got destroyed.
Right. Well, the U.S. government said they were credible threats. Is what I had heard. Let me read what we just reported. Hang on 1 second.
Maybe it's easier for me to look from the outside, but let's say 9/11, if it was the World Trade Center getting a specific threat, then maybe, but you can't block all commerce, right?
Well,
let's say they give a threat on bombing a big business building. Is America going to shut down completely? Well, no, right? Even with knowledge of hindsight.
Well, this is what they say. This information just coming in. This is what Steve just read. The FBI says they now have enough proof that they are ready to say. It's such a dance. They have enough proof that they're ready to say North Korea was behind the Sony hack. They say the tools used in the Sony cyber attack were very similar to tools used on March 2013 cyber attack on South Korean banks and media companies, which was carried out by North Korea. The FBI also saying they are very concerned about the destructive nature of the Sony attack. That's all we read. Nothing further known beyond what they're saying.
I think the bigger threat is not them actually attacking a theater. It's just the ability to have these digital hacks. I think the digital hacks are sort of like the war of the future,
Yes. The data breach, and they have so much data. Sony has a ton of data in Japan. I think that's where do they hold all of their, well, they have it all over the world, but they have a lot of data, I think, stored in Japan. Do they not? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. I don't know enough to say where they keep the center, yeah.
Shaka.
So, Shaka.
Is that Shaka? Dude, come and say hello.
Say hello.
Is that the motor?
You coming to say
Oh.
How dare you just stand there and not say
New
hello?
toy. New toy. Show us new toy.
I'll be right back. I gotta look at something real quick.
Can we block Shaka?
Drive by.
Good morning, Diano.
I got another drive by because I
What's up?
no work time.
Hello.
Good morning.
Shaka, my friend.
Another gear.
Colorful shirts. There's no colorful
Forget
shirts.
about Shaka,
yeah,
just
it's
look
like-
at the toy.
Ayub has it. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
You know,
Yeah, that thing still looks huge to me.
it is big. I
That's what
really
she
like
said.
big watches. So
Yeah, it's like I mean I've got my LG G watch, and that's kind of about the perfect size. The way I got it figured. It's like I was at the AT&T store like a week ago, playing around with the Gear Light 2. It's like it felt like I was pretty much strapping my Nexus 4 to my wrist.
Nice.
because of the way it looks and it's all kind of
Look at
shiny,
my watch is big.
it feels like smart jewelry rather than.
Decorative.
Oh.
Jewelry.
No, Maria, your watch is like normal size. Like your wrist is about the size of 4 toothpicks put together.
Francis, you're so late to the party.
I'm late.
We talked about
Hello.
Hi guys, I haven't seen you in a while.
Francis hasn't.
Hi, Francis. Happy holidays.
Francis.
My watch is really big.
It is.
Your
It's
wrist is
actually
also
right up
really
there.
tiny.
Looks Maria.
I put it next to Shaka's watch. It's very similar.
Is that a mic?
No, it's not. Are you kidding? I'm done with expensive things. Why? Why?
Mhm.
Just get a knockoff.
No, seriously, expensive things are overrated.
Yeah.
Well, you're right.
They are. They're overrated. It's
Hundreds
not-
of thousands of dollars on the watch.
Give me your Jimmy Choo shoes.
You know what? I have one pair. One
That
pair
you
of
bought
Jimmy
on your
Choo
wedding.
shoes. No, those are Louboutins, and I have
Oh,
them. And they're ready to go. I've had them for 5 years. No, they're just, it's too much pressure to keep. And then I like to have variety. So if you have you have one expensive thing. Why? You could have so many different things if it's more affordable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Very true. What are you going to wear your Christian Louboutins? then?
you can have them if you want to. They're ready to fall apart. I've worn them every day. That's how much I love those things because I paid so much
But
money.
you
I wore them all
could
the time.
replace them at least once. Have
No,
one
I'm not
good-
spending $900. No, excuse
How about
me.
one
They're
good
like
thing?
$1,300 for a pair of shoes. It's ridiculous.
$1,300.
Okay. By the way, you guys spend a lot of money on tech,
I was
but
gonna
still,
say.
whatever. Yeah,
You guys spend a lot of money on tech stuff, yeah.
but not that much on just.
I don't.
Yeah, because it actually does things. Shoes, you just kind of put them on your feet, and there they are.
Good.
But she wore. Look how much many times.
If I'm spending $1,300 on something, I expect at least 6 gigs of RAM, Wi-Fi,
The smart.
I did,
something. Hell,
but that's it. I'm not
I mean,
doing
look
it again. Not
how
doing
many
it.
megapixels is the camera on it? And they're at least better than
Fix that
2.
shit. Can my Louboutins take my photo? No. Can it upload to Instagram? No.
Is there like a pedometer built into them at least?
That being
Jesus.
said, I wouldn't be surprised if they do invent a shoe because it has such a platform.
They
You might
damn well better for $1,300.
Yeah, for a little camera.
Every man's dream that you have a camera on his foot.
Oh God.
Okay, well done.
Okay, I saw the implications there. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I didn't say what you're thinking.
Happy holidays, you guys. It's good to see. Did I miss like major life events while we haven't? I mean, we haven't hung out in a long time, but did I? Weddings, births of children, pregnancies. What? Did we miss anything like that?
Deanna had a baby.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Deanna had another niece, is what happened. It was another niece.
Congratulations, Deanna.
Okay, all
And
right.
actually, it's like one of my cousins just had another daughter last night.
Aw.
Just like Julie did yesterday.
Yeah. I saw the pictures of Julie's little kid.
Had
It's
a
like,
little baby boy. His name is Driggs, and
Driggs Drake.
some amazing photos. His
yeah,
name is
I saw the picture, even though nobody bothered posting it on the Google Plus side. I had to go to Facebook to see it. That's just so
Sorry.
rude. So
I
rude.
know.
That
So
we
rude.
talked on that. What, Stacy? Your hair looks cool. Who
It
said
was
that?
cool like that.
Oh.
We did.
Oh, see, there are some new things on the Hangout feature that I haven't hung out in a long time. So now apparently if someone sends a message in the chat box, it shows
You
up.
automatically
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
it pops up on the
It's a
thumbnails.
little update from
close.
Google.
Hi, Paul. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that feature. I like that. So I'm not so out of the loop. They don't have it up. You know? Anyway, yeah. No other major life events. Okay. All right.
I think I just remember. I think it was on December. I think it was last week on December. Alex Trebek was thinking of retiring. I mean, not retiring, resigning. Jeopardy. You know why?
You're resigning.
Alex
What did you say, Carlos? You're what?
Sorry, it's my throat. Anyways, I was reading like a couple of articles about ABC 7, and it says that Alex Trebek is attempting to resign as the host of Jeopardy because of the.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think that's a negotiation thing.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it's because yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a money issue. I would imagine. Why wouldn't you want to do Jeopardy?
the terms.
He's job in the world and he gets a lot of money. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
It's a lot of heavy lifting, Maria. I mean, it's hard work standing around and talking to people.
That's really hard work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else? What else?
Well, on Black Friday, after Black Friday, Maria, there were some fireworks in downtown Riverside for the Festival of Lights.
Okay.
And I met one of the cameramen over there from Fox 11 too.
Oh, which one?
His name is Gino.
Oh, Gino. Yes, we know Gino.
I got a chance to meet him. He was there by himself, no Fox reporter at all, just to shoot the fireworks, and then from there he went back.
They do that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
Okay.
have a lot with reporters.
From me, my documentary fundraising campaign was a success, so that was good. And well, thanks to Tony and a lot of people. And I think I'm not only making one documentary. I think I have enough material that I may be making two. So we'll see about that. Because like right now, if it is over 2 hours for one movie, it's a bit too much. So I think I'm going to split it into two. So we'll see about that. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Paul, how's the body painting business?
I've been crazy busy. Lots of amazing things happening. I can't talk about half of it because Hollywood, you know. But in no time, you'll be hearing about everything.
Well, you know, I see those stories pop up about. I don't know if it's not on our newscasts, but I've seen a lot of body art stories, and so I always think of you, and I'm sure you're in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, the industry is starting to really blow up a lot, and I just finished a Kickstarter, made almost 20 grand for both of my work, and so everything's going awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Wow. That's fantastic. Stacy, any more competitions? What's happening?
No, I'm working again though. I started working at a different gym, which is nice, so I can yell at people some more.
Oh, I don't like yelling at
people.
Go, five,
Someone so cute like you.
So I'm officially a student again.
Oh, nice. Okay, very good.
That's cool.
What are you studying?
Pre-occupational therapy with a side study in phlebotomy.
Phlebotomy?
Occupational therapy and phlebotomy.
Phlebotomy?
What's
What
phlebotomy?
is the second part?
As in blood?
Yeah.
Blood
As
work.
in I get to poke people with sharp things and take their blood.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's just
Scary.
dangerous as all hell.
We need good phlebotomists. We have a couple that frequent our home, but okay. And Trev, I know he's into PT, and he's there somewhere. And then what else? Let's see. We're getting into the Christmas week next week. I can't believe that 2014 is over, and here we are.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Time goes by fast.
it's nuts. It's coconuts. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go, and hopefully, let's see. Next week will be a short week for us. So I don't think we'll have a hangout, but I will see you in the new year. How's that?
Oh, happy
Yes.
New Year.
All right.
Let's see.
That
Last,
sounds like a
Before you
plan.
go, I have an important question, and I don't care if I announce it publicly.
Uh-oh.
My question is, who works at the mailing department at the studio? Because I actually sent everybody from Fox 11 Christmas cards again.
I do not know specifically who works in the mail department because there's several people, but
Yeah, because on Wednesday the package arrived, but unfortunately they left a notice that the package is at the post office somewhere in Los Angeles.
oh, well, that's too bad, Hector. I'm
I'm not to worry. I'm gonna give the post office. I'll give the post office a call and ask them if there's any way they can assist me to resend it, so you guys can get it on Monday. Hopefully, you guys get the cards before Christmas. It's for everyone from the news team. Everybody. About 40 people in Fox 11.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. Hector, thank you. Really, even if we don't get that, I want to say thank you for taking the time to do that.
Of course. I'm going to call the post office in just a moment.
Okay,
After the done.
All right, you guys.
Well, before you go, Maria and Tony. Tony,
come.
Tony, come here.
We want to give you proper send off. Christmas holiday.
I would just like to say from me to both of you, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and yours. And I hope to see you in the new year. And I hope you guys have the most wonderful Christmas in memory.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayub. Same to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ayub.
Same to all.
Yeah. Merry Christmas from me to you guys, to your family and everything, and good health in 2014. That's the most important thing, I think, for everyone. That comes before money.
I hear you. Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful Christmas.
And Happy New Year, and we'll see you
See you guys in the new year.
Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Mele Kalikimaka.
And
Feliz Navidad.
Bye. Bye.
You guys back on New Year.